Hi, welcome to the stream.
Hey, nice to be here.
For those of you watching, I'm Video Blobby, and I stream here most days. This is a pretty new thing for me. I've been doing it for a little over 2 months now, and I've already got a really nice, really sweet, really thoughtful community here on Twitch. I need to change my stream title, by the way, because we are not playing Hearthstone anymore. Do 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 do. Yeah, I've been having a good time on Twitch. In my previous life, I was, well, I still am, but a bit on hiatus. A Philadelphia theater artist. And you know, lots of plans, as you all are familiar with, get put on hold for reasons such as pandemic. But that kind of that opened up an opportunity for me to try this theater adjacent work, which I consider Twitch streaming pretty close to live theater. This is Angry B. You want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hey, Twitch world and folks that are new to the platform. My name is Angry B, or Ange Bay, if y'all know me from the theater community. I am in D-Pad as an actor. I play Alex, and I do a series of things across the theater spectrum. And I'm just really excited to be here and do this like proper cross-medium sort of discussion and playthrough of Jeremy's really cool game. Great. Jeremy, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'd love to. Hi, everyone. I am Jeremy Gable, on Twitch, Gable Writer 82. And yeah, I am a writer of plays and video games, and currently am at this interesting moment in my life where a play that I wrote about the gaming industry, D-Pad, is having its world premiere in Philadelphia at Theater Exile. And at the same time, I've also adapted one of my plays into a video game, which is what we're about to play today. So yeah, tried to cross-pollinate the two art forms and found success in both forms.
This is something I was pretty curious about. So you wrote the play first, and then
Yes.
what was the spark or the journey into making it a video game?
I mean, I've wanted to write for games for a while, and I would, send out my resume to gaming companies and be like, hire me. And they'd be like, no, you have no experience. Why would we hire you? And so I realized, okay, I think I just have to kind of sit down and try to figure out how to do this myself. And I think it was after playing through Undertale for the umpteenth time and realizing, one, it was made by mostly one person, and two, he used a program that I already had on my computer. I was like, okay, so why am I not just trying to do this already? So I sat down, I went through every tutorial that Game Maker Studio had, and then I said, I wanted to have the story in place so that I didn't have to worry about the writing of the thing, and instead I could just figure out everything else that I had to do with making a game. And looking at my plays, Watch Me Jump was the one that made the most sense. It mostly takes place in one location. It has a pretty small cast of characters, so it felt like I could easily adapt this. And so yeah, I just sort of made a list of like, if I'm going to turn this into a video game, these are all the things that it should do, and then just kind of went one by one down the list of trying to figure it all out.
Yeah, it's cool to hear that you were inspired by Undertale, because I think a lot of people were actually. I mean, I think the first huge video game that was like, oh my god, mostly one person made this was Minecraft, right? Notch.
Yeah.
Which, we don't know his name anymore, but
right.
He's been severely canceled.
Yep.
But and then Undertale came along more recently and became this huge phenomenon. And the really cool thing is that even though aesthetically it's wonderful and the game mechanics are fun, it really lives and dies on its writing, and it shows that indie gaming is such a writing heavy subgenre of video gaming, which is cool because in the past, depending on the game and the genre, writing has been a weak point of video games.
Oh yeah. Yeah, thinking specifically about the first Resident Evil, in which one of my favorite quotes of all time, where a character almost gets squished, and someone says, "You were almost a Jill sandwich."
Yeah. And there's a certain charm to that as well.
Oh, there's definitely a charm to that.
So, are we going to be seeing some Jill sandwich dialogue in this game, or?
I hope not. If you feel that way, it's unintentional.
Oh, sure. Well, I guess we'll find out. Is this controller or a mouse and keyboard, you think?
It's keyboard only.
Keyboard only? Perfect. Well, we're all set up then.
All right.
I guess we can get into it. Do you have any questions or thoughts for us before we jump into the game?
No, I mean, I guess I'll be here to answer any questions, or if you want to know, like, which choice I prefer, because I definitely do have some preferences on them. I'm happy to jump in, but otherwise, have at it.
Cool. And
Ryan will be driving the game, and we can have a conversation over top of him sometimes. Jeremy, if you want, about we'll let him, like, he's very good at multitasking, so he'll be able to participate too. But yeah, I'm excited, super excited.
Putting a link in chat, there's a virtual play right now that Jeremy has written and that Angry Bee here is currently starring in, called D-Pad, and that's sort of how the stars aligned for this this stream. So check that out if you want to. You can watch it from anywhere in the world, which is really one of the only good things about theater going digital.
Yep.
I think. Cool. All right. This is good for you to note in chat. We're good on the seizure front here, but be careful if you're not. Oh, I know that guy.
It's me.
Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, starting for the Minnesota Lynx, number 26, Audra B. Mills.
Oh, that's like Angry Bee.
Watch me jump.
Okay, I could do that.
Great. This is so cool. This is like a whole different world for me in terms of like art creation. What program did you use to make this game, Jeremy?
I used Game Maker Studio, which is great because if you're just starting out, it has a lot of drag and drop features. But then as you get more comfortable with it, you can start doing more coding, and it allows both worlds to exist in your game.
No.
Sure.
As you can see, this looks exactly like Hearthstone.
Not unlike. I really enjoy the way that this character controls.
He's like doing a good dance right now.
Is there sound options?
There aren't. You'll find that because this was my first game, it's very not advanced. So I wasn't quite able to figure out how to do sound options the first time out.
That's fine. I just want to make sure real quick that you're not drowned out in the sound mix. I wonder if there's a way I can bump you on Discord. Oh, yes.
User value.
That should be good. Okay.
Dope.
I can turn it down a
Ryan's
little.
a tech whiz.
I'm not, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
You can at least play one in a play.
I can play one on stream.
Yeah. That's another theater component to this whole brand new world.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Okay. Oh, right, there we go.
Use the arrow keys, W, S keys to navigate dialogue choices. That's great. That feels like an element of D-Pad, the play. Alex, my character, is creating this game that's about direction and choices. So I wonder how much of that will be in this game too. Sort of just like a cool like playwrights psychology moment.
Yeah, I have to see.
Oh, there's something. I left the I'll fix that in a second.
Great. Indianapolis, April, 11:56 p.m.
Alright. I left the the sound up on your face. See, you called me a tech whiz.
I mean,
too
I think
soon.
I thought I looked great. But,
It was like
just
mysterious.
Your eyes just peering over.
Yeah.
This is, by the way, I just want to say
Yeah,
this is my favorite color.
Oh well, get used to it.
Okay.
Blobby also likes brown. Welcome to the Repose Hotel, Indiana's premier economy stay. Front desk left, elevators up, bar right.
Oh,
center
right.
down.
We're going straight to the bar.
Dope. I mean, I could sit here if I wanted to drink alone.
Can I talk to you? What can I get you? Ooh,
Bourbon.
bourbon.
Shot of Kelly Reserve straight.
Now that's ominous.
Are you sure? Yes.
Put it on my tab, Danny.
Ooh,
Sure thing.
ooh la la.
Yeah, that's definitely the voice for that character.
The mole cued me in.
Yeah, I want to talk to you.
Thanks for the drink. You should take this.
Oh, I'm the. All right.
My pleasure.
How's yours?
My beer? It's fine. I prefer their IPA, but it kicked. Do we know each other?
I want to say yes because we do now.
Yeah.
I like that you're going for like Forest Witch for the character.
Still stuck in Hearthstone voice acting, I guess.
Of course. We're old friends.
Now you're just messing with me. But seriously. ... We haven't met?
We haven't, but that's a negative. So we haven't met. No, we haven't met means we have.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes.
I'm already
Let's just say
stumping
yes. Okay.
May. Hey, oh, that's you.
Maybe. Probably.
I don't know. You just seem... Are you famous or something?
Be coy. That's
Yeah, I
always-
think I would like to be coy.
Depends on who you ask.
Well, who would I need to ask to... Hold up. You play for the WNBA. You're Audra B. Mills from the
The
Minnesota
one
Lynx.
number.
Nailed it.
You're really good.
Take the compliment.
Oh wait, does that mean we're not really good?
Ooh. Jeremy, what's your favorite option here? What should we do?
I'd say go ahead and be honest.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Not today, I wasn't. Oh, there you go.
I mean, yeah, you lost. But the Fever's defense is insane.
They're monsters. Amazonian freaks, all of them. They used to call me that in high school. So, how long are you here for?
Forever. I live here. Well, not like the hotel. That would be weird.
True. So, you're an indie girl?
That would be the only weird thing about this interaction.
You're happy we lost then.
Well, not anymore.
I keep thinking I'm gonna get used to that voice, and I just do not.
But before you met me,
Yeah, ecstatic.
so what brings you here?
I work at the airport. Sometimes I come here afterward. It's quiet. It's quiet until I start talking.
And what do you do?
Oh, it's a super important job. I'm a hostess at trophies. That's how I watched you play.
You know what this voice is? It's the mad scientist in Phineas and Ferb, right?
That's exactly what it is.
It is.
Yep.
I didn't know what trophies showed ESPN. I didn't know the trophies showed ESPN 3.
Oh, we show all the ESPNs. You can never have too many ESPNs. You know, there was a guy at lunch who was talking about you.
Ooh.
He said this is your year, that you're the best in the league. He said you're really strong.
We're flirting,
We're
right?
flirt- yeah, we're gonna
absolutely. I mean, that's what we came to the bar for.
Yeah? You wanna feel for yourself?
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh,
You're almost out of beer.
That's true. Want to buy me another?
Watch me jump.
Hey, nice title card.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
Great.
Thanks.
I'm loving the gayness of that interaction too.
What do you mean? Perfectly
Yeah,
innocent.
6 months later.
Oh my god, one of us is pregnant, aren't we?
12.
Oh, okay, yeah, so you're the protagonist and I'm
Yeah.
the supporting.
Yes.
Okay. This is not an attack. We are not attacking you. That's something I want to make clear. This is not an attack against you.
Definitely not.
You want me to?
Oh yeah,
want me
you
to take
you
this
be
back?
the third fellow?
Yeah. Okay. Definitely not.
We just need to clarify that, well, people are going to come to us with lots of questions. Questions that are going to be difficult to answer.
And different kinds of questions.
Sure.
So we need to know what to say.
Well, no, Sack and I can answer the questions. You don't have to tell us what to say. But as your head coach, I need to make absolutely sure that we're on the same page here.
Unity.
Okay. The important thing is that this is fixable. It is not the end of your career. You're still a member of the Lynx.
Sophie and I talked to the team owner as well as the league president. They agree with us.
Okay, I didn't want you to know that. The thing we are talking, could you just, not? Yes, we talked to Danielle and Gary, and yes, they agree. And I talked to your agent. Tanya deals with this all the time. You are still a vital part of the WNBA. This thing, it changes nothing. It's not drugs, it's not a crime, you didn't hurt anyone. It was just a girl at a bar, nothing more. Certainly no one here cares whether or not you're gay. This is up to you.
Speak up.
Speak up?
Speak up.
Alright.
Fuck that.
Hashtag WNBA.
I'm not gay.
Alright. We can use that. We can say, they went up to her room, but that doesn't mean they had sex.
Oh, we had sex. But you don't have to worry about whether or not I'm gay. Because I'm not.
Okay. Well, the bartender said you went upstairs with a woman, so...
I did.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so then what would you say happens when two women get together and...
I'm bi.
Oh. Okay.
So if someone says I'm gay, you can let them know the truth. Then we'd be on the same page.
We're on your side, Audra.
100%. Sorry, I'm transfixed by your head of a school for girls voice that you're doing for this show.
Channeling that,
Come down at 5:45 for dinner.
channeling the first episode of Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lady we were flirting with kind of looked like our protagonist, or Queen's Gambit.
A little bit, yeah. I'm loving the art in this room, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And we understand how
proudest
absurd
work.
this whole thing is.
Ridiculous, all of it.
So we'll fight for you, make sure it all blows over, but we need to know what happened. You met her at a hotel bar.
Explain. Yeah. The same bar downstairs, actually. By the way, let's do by the way.
Yeah, let's do by the way.
Seriously, can we talk to Gary about that? Can't the owner of the team pick a hotel that's not practically in the airport runway? The men's team gets to stay at the La Rage. They could crab walk to the stadium. They're so close.
That's a good image.
Yeah.
Audra.
It was 6 months ago. It was post-game. I was trying to figure out why we lost, and I couldn't sleep, so I went down to get a drink. She was there. We started talking. 2 drinks later, we got up to my room. She's gone by the morning. Haven't seen her since.
And that's it.
Apart from all the heroin. Yeah. Seriously, Sophie, just a few drinks. That's it.
Okay. We can work with that. And the league president is on our side, so it's a non-issue. What's going to happen is you'll have to give a press conference, answer 1 or 2 questions about it, and just remain civil.
Ooh. I mean, the angry bee in me says hell no, but
So how upset? So the question is, I think, like, how upset are we as a protagonist here at the queer suppression going on?
I think she feels a way about it because she corrected them in like a long.
So you're thinking hell no?
I'm thinking hell no. Jeremy, what do you think?
I think hell no as well.
All right.
Yeah. I can't guarantee that.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I like that answer. Audra!
No, I've worked hard to be a role model. Some people can look up to. Screw up once and it's on ESPN. Meanwhile, Kevin Levine's got a girl in every room.
Every room?
Every
Wow.
town.
Every single room he walks
Every
into.
town, every room. I know this is because he said it. I know this because he said it to me after I told his drunk ass that I wouldn't sleep with him at a charity benefit.
I mean, what else are charity benefits for?
Goodbye.
Let's be
I'm
honest
serious.
here.
Like, rich people have charity benefits so they can do coke in the bathroom, right?
Enough.
Is that why they do that? All right.
Show me the article about the point guard whose dick has frequent flyer miles, and I'll promise to keep it together.
Ooh, back turned.
Until then, I can't guarantee shit. That's right.
You do realize it's more than just you that's being affected by this, right?
I do.
I have some calls to make. Get some sleep. Make sure she sleeps. Wait, they got a
He's gonna watch.
tranquilizer dart or something?
You're just gonna stand right there and watch her.
We're going to get through this. Yeah, very Undertale movement. There's something, I don't know how to describe it, but there's something very satisfying about this particular kind of slidey movement
Yeah,
to me.
they're
Yeah.
constantly in motion. You know, until you like let go of the key.
Alright, you wanna let's see if we can call that lady. No? Okay.
Can we talk to this weird dude?
We can talk to him, yeah.
Don't be mad.
What am I supposed to be?
Not mad. It was 1 drink.
That turned into 3 drinks.
You know your math.
You're supposed to call me. If you feel the urge to drink, you call me.
Oh.
This is bad, Audra.
Defend myself.
But it seems like we have a different relationship with this guy than the lady, right?
That's true.
We can still defend ourselves.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not the only one on the team who sleeps with girls, you know. You want to know why Lindsay and Mandy always share a hotel room? The last 3 months, they've been...
Do you really want to throw them under the bus? I know you're upset, but
Hell yeah, I'm upset. This happens the day before playoffs. That guy was sitting on this.
well, nothing's going to happen. So who's laughing now?
I'm not laughing. Neither are you.
Well, I'm sure someone's laughing.
We're laughing.
Really though, why me?
Because you're the best. That's why no one cares about Lindsay or Mandy. We don't need them in order to win. We need you.
This sucks.
It sucks hard. You need anything? Everything's closed, but like from the shop downstairs?
Yeah. They have whiskey, right? But seriously. No.
Yeah, we're good.
No, I'm good. I'm just going to get to work on my Russian.
Seriously? Can you at least make it through the playoffs before thinking about your trip?
It's not a trip. It's my job. And it pays me more than this one does.
I didn't know you had such a luxurious lifestyle. Sophie finds you up here learning Rust, and she's going to have your ass.
Commie bastard.
And that's why you won't tell. Narc.
Seriously, why Russia? Why not France, like Erica?
Oh, this is just like Queen's Gambit.
Be honest.
Yeah, I think we have a good relationship with this guy. Is this like the assistant coach, maybe?
Maybe. Because I like to win. Erica's playing in France because that's the best she can do. I hear Borges is lovely. And I'm sure living somewhere so nice softens the blow of losing all the time. I play in Yekaterinburg for the same reason I play in Minneapolis. I like
Nailed it.
Thank you. The trip helped.
How much are they paying you? How many rubles?
I'm gonna tell them.
Yeah, let's brag a little bit. Damn!
6 times my salary.
That's a lot of rubles. Oops.
6? Jesus, why are you still playing for us?
Schmeckles.
Are you serious? You're leaving?
Maybe. I don't know yet. You cannot tell Sophie.
Why would you leave?
Because I'm playing for one team in the summer and another team in the winter. It's exhausting. But if I leave the WNBA and stay year-round in Russia, they bump that 6 up to 10. I'll become the highest-paid women's basketball player in the world. And right now, get into it. So, I'm the highest-paid player in the WNBA. You know who makes more than me? All 401 players in the men's NBA. All of them. By a lot. Tony Alexander makes more than me.
Who's Tony Alexander?
Exactly! We all work for the same company, but... So yeah. Unless Gary drums up a 7-figure salary, and you know that's not happening, I don't know how else this goes down.
When were you gonna tell me?
You're the assistant coach. You're like 7th in line of the people I need to tell.
I see.
Right now, the only people who know are you, me, and my agent. I like to keep it that way.
You sure you don't need anything?
Good, I think. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Still good.
Then I guess I'll leave you to it.
I was going to call you that night
Why didn't you?
because I should have passed to Becca on that last play. And instead, I tried for the 3. I'm the reason we lost. I didn't want to look at you looking at me after that.
Next time, call me. Becca didn't have a line to the basket. I could have told you that. Anyway, keep your head up, stay on your toes.
I always do.
Those triceps? Is that... What are these? The wings?
The
Good
shoulders?
wings.
Yeah.
I don't want to go on the computer. Let's see what's down here.
In the door, yeah. I don't need to go to the bathroom, otherwise I really would.
But well, that's reasonable. You could sleep. What do you think?
What's that door
TV.
over there? Is that a door? Behind the...
It's like it's blocked.
Okay. Are you ready for your Russian lesson?
What do you think?
Let's keep exploring and then maybe come back. It's the middle of the night. There's nothing good on.
Fair
Unless you like late night talk shows, which I don't.
enough. You wanna go outside?
Yeah, let's see. It's not a good idea to leave the room right now.
Alright, so we should probably learn some Russian, I guess.
Yeah. Do you want to say this in a Russian?
Well, this is your character. You should say it.
Restaurant. Now you try.
Oh, you want
Thanks.
Well, I will make you say it again.
Thank you. 75%. Almost perfect.
Alright.
Nice. Great seed.
Scasp Scaps.
Dang.
You said you keep her secret.
And I've done a good job.
Go ahead.
Wait, I can't be both.
We have drunken a scandal on our hands.
I didn't say a perfect job.
We're hanging on by a thread, Zach.
You need to be watching her. Oh, wait,
You
sorry.
need to be watching her.
I can't watch everyone all the time, Sophie.
I'm not saying to watch everyone. I'm saying it's a problem if you can't keep track of our star forward.
Well, she might not be our star forward much longer, so...
Uh-oh. What?
He's gonna kill her. No way you can pretend I didn't say that, can you? Alright, so I assume that was the coaches talking.
Yeah.
But I like those voices. That was quality.
Surreptitious coaches.
Spokane, Washington. 4 years earlier.
Oh, right. So, are you excited for graduation? Wait, is this a new character? This is our coach, right?
This is the coach, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
To be honest, I'm excited to get out. Aim for the backboard.
Okay. Hell yeah. You don't like Gonzaga?
Be honest.
Yeah.
It's a good school. And it's in Spokane, the cultural capital of the world.
The Northwest guy has to correct you. It's Spokane.
Spokane.
Spokane. Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Not a lot to do here.
You see how white this place is?
She says the person who talks like this.
Yeah. It's the kind of town that didn't know the head of their NAACP branch was just really tan. They see a 6 foot tall black woman and I'm like a circus attraction.
What are you studying?
Do I not tell her?
Why not? Okay.
Yeah. Psychology.
Why is that?
I like getting into people's heads. Shoot harder? Higher, yeah, that's why not higher.
Hell yeah. Do they have a good program here?
Good enough to not get in the way of playing ball.
You know, there's more to life than basketball.
Yeah, they keep telling me that.
So I imagine you thought about where you're going after this.
You serious?
Why wouldn't I be?
You saw what happened yesterday, right?
Yeah, you hit that girl.
Stand my ground. I hit Tamika Coleman. She's not just a girl. She kept pushing me and not getting called. I did what you do.
What's the damage?
2-game suspension.
Think it was worth it?
Obviously not, I think.
Okay, that's fair, yeah.
Of course not. Anything that keeps me off the court isn't worth it, yeah. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel good.
Well, I can't say I don't understand.
Yeah? You let your team do shit like that in Minnesota?
We don't have to do shit like that in Minnesota. We are disciplined.
You are. So's Phoenix.
Sure. And Indiana. And Chicago.
Which is where you played.
You've done your research.
If by research you mean Google, then yeah. You could say I've done my research.
Follow
Yeah, sure.
through, I think? No!
Oh, come on!
So then you must have asked yourself, what could I get in Minnesota? And in your Googling, you probably realized that Chicago has Janelle Ruin. And Phoenix has Cindy Holland, and Indiana has Kristen Olsen. And we did have Carmi Eberly before she went to New York. Those 4 women all have one thing in common. They're all-stars. They've got legacy. So yeah, you could go to Chicago or Phoenix or Indiana or New York. And you could compete for court time with Ruin or Holland or Olsen or Eberly. Or you could join the Lynx, and you could be the one to set the bar. Only thing
I
is...
just want to congratulate you on being the first Twitch streamer to get the name Carmi Eberly right.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anytime someone plays it, it's all like, "Hear me a burl?"
Well, this character knows her elocution, so.
Oh yeah.
One thing is, I meant what I. Oh wait. Only thing is, I meant what I said. We're a disciplined team. You play for us. You're going to have to be a role model. You do that, it won't be long before we're winning championships. Think about it. Got him.
Sunk it. Nailed it.
That's a hard shot. Standing directly behind a very tall person.
Yeah, 6 foot. This reminds me of the pushback. My cousin, it was a female Harlem Globetrotter, and she's gay, and she recently just came out in like a public way, and she's not on the Harlem Globetrotters anymore. So this is
Oh
cool.
wow.
Yeah.
Like because of that?
I think she's an introvert and she did not like globetrotting. That's part of it. And at the
Got
time,
it.
she was like, she had a fiance in the States, and she was like off in Japan and all the places that Harlem Globetrotters go, and kind of like ripped apart the relationship, I think. And now she's dating
that
someone
makes
new.
sense.
But yeah.
Right, this is the computer.
Yeah.
The library opens at dawn tomorrow. Завтра библиотека
Perfect computer voice.
открывается на рассвете. Now you try.
Oh god. Zatoro biblioteca.
Oh, you're leaving?
Oh god. Sophie,
You're leaving the team?
how did you find out?
Hi.
Of course.
Look, I understand. She's like,
Slammed the door in his face.
I really do. Half of my girls are playing for other teams in the winter. Lord knows how those countries can do it.
Because they're not paying their men millions of...
I get it, but this shouldn't be about money or even about winning. It should be about loyalty. What we have is more than money. You could take a literal dump on the court tomorrow, and I'd still say let's do it all again next year. 4 years ago, when we first talked, I knew this was our future. The two of us together, going to the playoffs. I said to myself, I want her on my team. I want her in my life. So okay, France and China and Russia and wherever else can pay you more, I get it. But this is about loyalty. Not just to the other girls who have your back, but to the person who saw you hit that girl. And when everyone was saying she's a problem, I looked at you and said, no, that's my girl. That's our new forward. Really condescending language to be calling them girls all the time. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's not a problem, she's a
It's not-
goddamned solution.
Yeah, it's not a good number. It's the wood number.
Yeah, right, exactly. I'm more than your coach, Audra. I'm your friend. Russia wants to pay you off. I want to make you the best. I'm honest, right?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I knew the chance you took at me, and I'm really grateful. I am. But, brutally honest, right now, you don't have what it takes to make me the best. There's only one person that does, and that's the person writing the checks. And they're being pretty damn stingy with us. How can I prove that I'm the best when I'm making less than a dentist? Damn. And, like, an average dentist. Like, my dentist makes more than I do. I tell my niece that Michael Jordan holds the record for the career playoff points. I might as well be speaking Latin. But I tell her that he made $33 million in one season. That's a symbol everyone understands. So no, I'm not loyal to the WNBA. I'm not loyal to the Lynx. And sorry, I'm not loyal to you. I'm loyal to me. And that was brutally honest. It was.
So there's really nothing I can do to make you stay.
Be nice, I think.
Oh.
No.
Hello.
Think
Gary's
this
been
is-
trying to get a hold of you.
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, can you? Oh, I think I'm in a little bit of a delay here, but you need to talk to him now.
Yeah, maybe if you refresh the stream, I wonder if I can share.
Yeah.
But anyway, is everything okay?
Talk to it.
Yeah.
There we go.
She told me to talk to him, so I guess I have to.
I don't want to talk to you.
I don't really have anything to say to you right now.
Oh.
Ooh. Hello?
Ooh. Wait. Tanya. This is a new character, right?
Yeah.
Audra, it's Tanya.
Is everything okay?
No, Audra, everything's not okay.
Honey, it's time for school.
Would your agent be calling you in the middle of the night if everything was okay?
What's going on?
Apparently, someone found a video of you
Okay.
in an elevator.
Shit.
Yeah. Now, as your agent, I have to advise that you...
Can you hold on for a second? Look.
Why didn't you tell us?
Tell you what?
Cut the shit, Audra. Why didn't you tell us what happened in the elevator? The exact moment we found out about the girl, why didn't you tell us what you did to her?
Oh no. I didn't know there were security cameras.
Well, there are. There are cameras in the elevators, and that footage is on the internet.
I don't know why. It's not that big of a deal.
You assaulted her?
No, she pushed me first.
You really think that's what's important right now? Hooking up with a stranger is one thing, but when you slam her against a wall... Tell me what happened.
Ooh. I don't know.
Tell her?
Tell her, I guess? It was just a misunderstanding. We were...
Yeah, I think...
I got it. The video. I got it up.
I think you might be a little bit too far behind now to voice this fellow.
Yeah, I know. I agree. Yeah.
So
I'll be
we'll,
taking a back seat, just watching now.
Yeah, we'll cut you from the cast, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Show
You'll
me.
let me know.
Show me.
You don't need to.
Show me!
Oh no. Ooh.
You broke her hand?
Defend myself. Her hand got broken, yeah. And I drove her to the hospital afterward. And of course they wouldn't show that.
What happened?
Nothing. We got in a fight.
It's more than a fight.
Actually, that's exactly what a fight is.
Did you have to do that to her?
Yes. Do what? Defend myself against someone I barely knew? A woman who was going hysterical, swinging at me like we were in a while we were in a claustrophobic box?
Hashtag cut for my own play. Hey man, death of the author.
Yeah, you're right. I should have talked about my feelings. What was I supposed to do?
Anything else? Anything other than break her hand? Anything she couldn't take to the press?
She's not the one leaking this. I promise you, she's not.
How do you know? You still talk to her?
I do not talk to her, but I know she's keeping quiet.
How? Are you paying her off? ... That wasn't supposed to be serious. That's serious? You're actually paying her off? How much?
Tell the truth at this point.
Wait, what did you say?
Tell the truth.
Tell the
at this
truth.
point.
I agree.
A lot.
I see. My phone's blowing up.
Oh, ooh.
I can't just... He'll talk in the morning. Get some sleep. Always telling her to get some sleep. That's so condescending.
What?
What was my... Audra?
Honey?
You heard all that?
I did.
So, what do we do?
We cut to black. That fixes everything.
Cutting to black.
I found that's generally the case.
But you didn't need to fly out.
That was fast.
That was bad.
I just flew in and boy are my arms tired. I'm your agent. I should be here, really. I couldn't get here fast enough. The moment you called me, I got dressed, told Brian I had to go to Indianapolis, didn't say why. That's how fast I was out the door. Got on the first plane, didn't care if they had business class, but they did, so that was nice. Got here, checked in, haven't even looked at my room yet, I couldn't care less. How are you?
Been better?
Have you slept? Everyone's asking if she slept.
Tell the truth. I tried.
Okay, well, we're gonna get you through this.
You really don't have to come out here.
Oh, I'm much better in person. No matter what phone I get, the sound quality's always terrible. Which might actually be my hearing, but anyway, I like looking at faces. Like your face, your beautiful face. Who wouldn't want to sabotage this beautiful face?
You really didn't tell your boyfriend that you were flying to Indianapolis.
It's fine. I mean, he's pretty, my word, he's pretty, but it's been 8 months and we're just, I don't know, like sludge. We're not going anywhere. We're just plooped. Which is a word I just made up. Yeah, I was glad to come. Not glad, that's the wrong word, but yeah. Fucking Indiana, am I right?
Agreed. Fucking Indiana.
Seriously, you guys can't play Connecticut? I'm kidding, of course. They don't have the height to get into the finals. Which is ironic considering their name is the Sun. Anyway, I didn't sleep either. I spent the flight thinking about this, and I want you to know I can work with this.
Seriously?
As long as you can answer this one question for me. Do you want to win the playoffs?
Yes. More than ever.
Atta girl. So here's the thing. We're going to have to make a compromise. This goes one of two directions, and neither one is great. But they're what we've got. Ooh, a choice.
What do you need me to do?
Just trust me.
Absolutely. I don't know.
I guess we trust. She seems to trust her.
Okay, so what are we doing? Cutting to black.
Yeah. When in doubt, cut to black.
Yes. 7:46 a.m.
I'm sorry, what? That's our offer. There's an offer being made. I didn't know this was the kind of situation that required an offer being made. Well, it is. There's a way this situation can benefit all of us. Benefit? That's not what I'd necessarily... So this is what we're talking about now?
Speak up. Hell yeah, it is.
Audra, please. This is when we have to talk about it before any decisions are made. So she's going to stay. Audra B. Mills will stay with the Lynx and turn down Russia's year-round offer, playing their off-season only. Only... if she is not punished by the Winneba for what happened to the girl. Well, I can't control that. You can get the ball rolling. I just realized that was a pun. I didn't mean to make that. That's Danielle's call. As league president, she's the one to... I know. And she's only going to listen to the team owner. So we'd need Gary to propose. I know. So we need to get him on the phone. No. He doesn't trust me. He won't listen to me. He needs to hear it from you. He needs to hear that if they suspend Audra, not only do you lose the playoffs, which, as you're aware, would be the 4th year in a row tying the league record, but then Audra goes to Russia and the Minnesota Lynx drops to the bottom of the Western Conference standings. And everything you worked for will mean absolutely dung when you're fighting for 5th place with the San Antonio Stars. And most importantly, everyone finds out that one of us favorite player had to go to another country, another continent, just to be treated fairly. And any viewership you've gained in the past 4 years goes whoof right out the window. I don't think the league can afford that. But if this whole thing goes away, it's good for you, it's good for Audra, it's good for the Lynx, and it's good for the WNBA. If she gets cut from the finals, she becomes the highest paid women's basketball player in the world while the rest of you fight for relevance. Audra, you support this?
Watch me jump, a one Ryan show.
I'm glad you chose to
I'm
speak
enjoying
up.
this. I'm enjoying the hell out of this.
This is great. Yes. How can I not?
It needs to go up the ladder, and you're the first step. So the ball's in your court. I really don't mean to keep making these puns. And what do we say about the video?
Speak up. To hell with video.
Audra, seriously. The video looked like self-defense to me. A crazed fan gets into an argument with her on an elevator. She feared for her life. She fought back. It wasn't a crazed fan. Everyone knows she slept with that girl. And whose business is that? Not ours. So unless that waitress comes forward, and Audra here has done a good job of making sure that doesn't happen. By the way, Audra, I really wish you'd told me about that. That's what I'm here for. Then this is simply self-defense. No need to punish that, I don't think. So, Audra wants to join the team again.
Be honest.
She doesn't have to answer the...
I want to destroy them. I want to destroy Indianapolis. I want to go out there tonight and make the city watch as I destroy their team. And then I want to do it again on Tuesday. And then take them back to my town and destroy them one last time on my court. And hear my fans explode when I do it. And I want to take the championship trophy and kiss it on live television. And I want that goddamn bartender and whoever leaked the elevator shit to watch me kiss that trophy. While their precious team scurries back to their locker room, I want them to watch me kiss that trophy. And I want them to realize that they can't lay a goddamn finger on me. I want this entire fucking town to burn with the rage of my victory. Mood.
So that's our offer. We're what, 12 hours from game 1? 11 and a half by my watch. So you better start making some calls. I appreciate how toxic this protagonist is, by the way.
Yeah. I want to know what happened on that elevator.
She's like charismatic but toxic.
The best kind of toxic.
Oh,
Most
no.
dangerous kind.
Yeah.
My first
Not like
act
my
is your
exes.
assistant coach.
Getting me plastered. It's a bold strategy, but I like it.
That's good. Being funny gets you commercials.
Well, that's why I got into sports. To fulfill my ultimate dream of becoming an actor.
That's pretty funny. Oh god, sports people in commercials are they're bad at acting. It's so hard to watch. I actually watched sidebar. I watched my first football game in like a year the other day, and I was viscerally reminded of what the commercials are like.
Yeah. Oh, there's something. By the way, we have Space Jam 2 to look forward to next year.
That's true.
This is Sophie, know that you're taking me out for a drink.
Yeah, that's a good segue. Imagine the acting in that movie is gonna be. We don't need anyone's permission. We're grown adults. We can make these choices for ourselves.
Not baby adults.
Yeah, we're grown girls. But yeah, she said I could.
So, what is this? Are you like... What are you doing?
I'd like to offer a proposal. What?
What?
Yeah.
Okay, you're a nice guy, but...
That's not what I'm... Just let me... I got us some whiskey. Let's toast to what I'm sure will be a successful first season.
Sounds good.
Oh,
this
sorry.
is not
It's
whiskey.
exactly the noise that you make when taking a shot.
Yeah, I realize that now. Gusano isn't bourbon.
No, it's tequila. Gusano literally means worm in Spanish.
I thought it was weird that the bartender asked if I wanted salt. Anyway. I want this to be your last drink of the season. The choice is yours, but you're gonna be very important to Sophie, and to the Lynx, and frankly, to the league as a whole. Everyone can see that. We need you. But more importantly, we need you thinking straight. So here's my proposal. Stay sober, just for the season. If you need a drink, give me a call. We'll talk it out. And after you finish playoffs, we'll toast again to a successful year. What do you say?
Yeah. I know it can be a problem.
It's only a problem if you don't control it. And you can't control it alone. Trust me, I've been there.
Really?
Really. And that's what I'm here to do. You make it through the season, we'll share a bottle to celebrate. How's that sound?
Good.
Good, yeah.
So my last drink was tequila?
I didn't know. I'm a gin guy.
Me too. Gin? What's wrong with you? I resent that.
Audra, we have a deal?
Sure. What the hell? I like the side smile. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. There's nothing wrong with gin. Some gin.
Look, I'm not the one saying that. That's Audra saying.
I know. It's really gonna be death of the author.
It's like the people at the end of D-Pad that get upset that I rag on Sega. It's like, I was a Sega kid!
I was a Sega kid too, Jeremy.
Mm-hmm. We're a rare breed.
I guess so.
Jesus!
Hi.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Making sure you're sleeping.
Get the fuck out of my room.
Nope.
What?
I can't.
Yeah, you can. The door's over there.
Sophie's orders. She's making me keep an eye on you.
Fuck, dude. Do you have to watch me sleep?
I wasn't watching you sleep. I was playing solitaire. I'm trying to beat your score. I regret giving you my passcode.
Talk to him. What time is it?
Almost noon. I'm supposed to get you up in 3 hours. Go back to sleep.
If I don't, you're gonna rat on me?
Yes, I would.
You don't need to watch over me, okay? What do you think I'm gonna do? Go out and start punching people?
At this point, I have no idea what you're gonna do.
What's that mean?
I've seen you, Audra. Get a couple drinks in you and you push people away. And I don't mean, like, you stop talking to them. You literally push them away. So yeah, I could see a future where someone gets you alone and gets you drunk at just the right time. Like after losing a game. And you'd snap. And of course, they started it. Of course, they pushed you first. But here's the thing, Audra. You're always getting pushed. On the court, in life, wherever. You're always just getting pushed.
Defend myself. Because I am always getting pushed.
Yeah, that's probably true, right?
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that gets pushed as much as you do.
That's because you don't know anyone like me. For the past 4 years, everyone's just been waiting for me to screw up. If I have just a good game, not a great one, and just a good one, I'm a disappointment. They ask, what happened out there? Why weren't you brilliant? Even Sophie does it. Even you do it.
Because I'm trying to help you be the best. Everything I've ever done since the day we've met has been for you. Which is why you can't make this deal. Sophie's gonna kill me. I'm not supposed to tell you that I know about the deal. You can't take it.
Hear him out. Why not?
Because this is destroying my faith. There's not one part of this that has anything to do with basketball. This thing I love more than anything, more than myself, this thing I wanted so hard to be good at, even though I was too slow and too short, I joined the WNBA because there weren't dollar signs floating around everything. It was about the game. It was about the passion. But now we only talk about money. You want to be a role model? Then don't take the easy way out of this. Accept responsibility, take the punishment.
And lose the playoffs.
If that's what it means, then yeah.
So you want to lose the playoffs?
Of course not. Believe me, I have a whole plan. We win this championship, maybe win a few more, and my resume starts looking real good. And in 10 years, I'm coaching a team myself.
I take this deal, none of that changes.
Yeah, it does. Because then I'm involved in it. I'm signing non-disclosure agreements and trying to keep quiet about it, and that's not why I'm here. I want to win, but I don't want to win like this. So you take this deal.
Then what? I take this deal. Then what?
Then you've broken something that isn't getting fixed. You take this deal. I'm out.
Out?
Yeah, out. Leaving the team. Leaving the Lynx. I like his green shoes.
You're serious?
I have an offer. Assistant coach for the Atlanta Dream. And Patrick's a dinosaur, so it's maybe 5 years until he retires. Which means there's a good chance that I'd become head coach. I want to stay here. I want to make history with you and Sophie. But if you do this...
You can't put this on me.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
No, you can't do that. You can't put your career decisions in my hands.
They always were, Audra.
If you're going to leave, then leave. But you don't pin this on me.
No, I need you to hear this. I need to make sure you understand exactly what's happening here. If I leave, if I take this offer, it is absolutely 100% because of you. When Sophie asks why I'm leaving, I will say it was Audra. If Patrick asks why I took his offer, I will say it was Audra. If anyone asks, I will just point at you. You need to realize that what you do, anything you do, has a chain reaction. That's why everyone pushes you. You decide salaries, you decide jobs. You have a lot more power than you realize. And if this deal is what you become, this is what the Lynx has become, then when you're playing next season, the only time you'll see me is when you're playing Atlanta, and I'm on the other side of the court. Because that's what you've done to me. I think don't go. What do you think?
My heart says don't go. Don't do this, Zach.
It's done.
It's not.
It's up to you now.
Be honest. What if I don't know what the right thing is?
I'd say your instincts have been pretty good so far, but we both know that's not true. So, I don't know. Maybe listen to what your gut tells you and then do the opposite.
In a weird way, that kind of makes sense.
You should really get some sleep. If I were a betting man, I'd put money on you playing tonight. You need sleep.
No. I'm not going to sleep with you in here.
Well, I can't leave.
So this is what's happening.
I guess so.
Fine, then.
I like him.
Me too. I like that. You know any good jokes?
People get really divided on him.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
People get really divided on him. I've heard some people be like, yeah, he's the most sympathetic character, and I've heard other people be like, I hate that dude.
And that's interesting. Is it because of the position he's putting her in right now that they don't like him? Do you know?
I think it's like some people see him as, it becomes that question of like, is he a supportive friend or is he just gaslighting her?
Yeah, like I'm very sympathetic to this idea of niceness as like manipulation, but I guess I'm also pretty sensitive to that, and I'm not getting that from him. I could be wrong. How do you feel about him?
I really liked that conversation that we just had about it being on her. But I understand like the reading of that conversation and maybe of his characters being like manipulative in a way that is not like, moral's a bad word, but that is not in her best interest. But he reads to me as like someone who's actually her friend. It is holding her accountable. Like this is like community care and not like you need to do this because my career depends on it. Like it seems to me that he's making like the decision that he's making is a moral choice. I mean, he says it's his faith in her and in the game. And she's like, and I like what he says, like, you really need to see what you're doing here. Because like earlier in the game we were saying she's a toxic protagonist. She's like a charismatic, toxic protagonist, and I think more people need to have conversations with their loved ones about this. Like what you're doing affects a lot of people, and it's not just about the money. It's about like who you are and what you're willing to stand for, and what you're willing to die on, what hill you're willing to die on.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to say to a friend, and it's also a hard thing to say to a coworker. And yeah, I also maybe it is that I really liked what he said about the chain reaction, because like we're so stuck in charismatic individualism that we worship people like her to a fault. And it also felt to me like that flashback with the drinking, like that could be long game manipulation to keep her in check, but it just felt like he had their best interests in mind.
Yeah.
Lovely. Love those insights.
You want to know something, Tanya?
Yeah, possibly you.
Yeah.
Tell me, Sophie.
Yeah.
It's okay. When I started playing in Chicago, the league was still pretty new, and it was amazing. I can't tell you what it feels like to be 23 years old and have Scottie Pippen watch you play.
You jumped right on that.
After Game 3 of the playoffs, he shook my hand and said, "You play a clean game, I respect that." I melted, because that was important to me. I never got a technical, never got in a fight, on court or off. I didn't drink or smoke or row out because we had to prove something. We had to be better than the boys. We needed to be role models, but it turns out it didn't really matter. No one watched, no one cared, no one knows who I am. And I'm still holding on to that one time I got to speak to Scottie Pippen.
Meanwhile, World War II has started.
The Allied forces got to speak to Scottie Pippen on the front today. Meanwhile, Audra breaks a girl's hand, and it's the most publicity we've had in years. Are you saying that if you were in that elevator, you wouldn't have done the same? I'm saying I wouldn't have been in that elevator. So you think it's Audra's fault?
It's like I'm not a homosexual.
I don't know what to think anymore, Tanya. You're not a bad person. You want to win the finals? You want to be important? Those aren't bad things. This is how you get them. You think the Nubba got to where it is now by playing a clean game? Everyone wants viewership, or money, or a job, and that's why I'm here. To say the things, to do the things that no one else wants to. And you're okay with Audra getting away with it? I don't represent that waitress. She's still a person, and I'm sure someone cares for her. Doesn't have to be me. Doesn't have to be you either. That's harsh, but there's a certain amount of truth to it, I guess. It's time to think about what you want, Sophie. I can make that happen. Speaking of which, I have calls to make. Your drink's on my tab. Oh, thanks. It's what I do. Take it easy. How?
Is it the drink?
Yeah, that was the drink on the tab.
Yep, perfect. I just had to switch headphones.
Sorry, what was that?
I had to switch headphones.
Oh, switch
Oh,
headphones.
okay.
Okay. We'll wait at the elevator door.
do 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 do.
I hate when my AirPods die.
Yep. I think I should be good.
You're good?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out a little bit now. I'm not sure if it's the different headphones, but just so you're aware.
Okay, good.
Fitness center?
I don't really want to exercise. Oh, wow, that looks fun, though.
Yeah, that's cool.
Treadmill?
I'm not feeling cardio today. I need to lift something heavy.
You can lift this. Colorful balls?
Fan of medicine balls.
Ugh,
Or medicine
picky.
in general.
Alright.
You want to start your workout?
Yeah, work off some steam. Yeah.
Get it. Fuck it up. Fuck it up. Hey.
I was looking for you!
Congratulations, you found me.
No decision has been made yet. If they don't call in 15 minutes, we're just going to the stadium. Did you get enough sleep?
Tell the truth.
Yeah.
As much as I could with some dudes sitting there watching me.
He was watching you?
What?
I mean, not really, but still creepy.
Well, if you can't make your way to the paint tonight, you can force some fouls. Get you on the free throw line. If that doesn't work, we'll run 699A in the fourth. It's game 1, so you don't have to be your best tonight.
Okay,
And I mean it. I don't want to see you out there being over-aggressive.
fine.
We don't need another Tulsa to happen.
It's not going to be another Tulsa.
Are you just saying that?
Yes.
What
Jesus.
was that?
Repeat it. I said Jesus.
I hope that was literal. I hope you were literally calling to Jesus. I hope you were saying, hey, Jesus, I need your help right now. That's why I'm saying your name. Because I need something from you.
I need a mute button, is what I need.
Put those down.
I'm not done.
You are now. You don't get to do that. You're not the coach here, you're not the owner, and you're not the league president. You're a piece of the machine, not the machine itself, don't forget that. Steph, Carrie, Lindsay, Mandy, M, Tiff, Asha, Nat, Becca, Melissa, and Erica are just as important to this team. This isn't happening because you're special. It's because you were careless. We're all going out there with the same purpose, the same strategy. You go on that court with this attitude, you'll be the only one of my girls with revenge on her mind. You go on that court with this attitude, we're going to lose. You go on that court with...
I think you want to save this.
No, we're discussing this now, and because if you go on that court with...
You really want to save this.
Don't tell me what to do.
I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you when.
Oh, sorry.
The other girls have been hearing about nothing but me for the last 12 hours. I can only imagine how they feel. They're going to expect you to treat me delicately. So if you put me in my place in front of them, they'll see I don't get a free pass if I end up throwing shade to my coach. When I'm really fucking tired. So I think you want to save it. Remind them who's in charge.
Did you get any sleep?
What a fucking day, huh? Did you ever have to deal with shit like this?
When I played? No. But I was nowhere near the best.
So you're saying I brought this on myself?
Most people can't hit a fastball or throw a perfect spiral or shoot a puck while on ice skates. But everyone, at least once in their life, has shot a basketball through a hoop. They know how good it feels. And you do that better than anyone. You have what people want, and what they'll never have. And that's exactly when you see what people are capable of. You want to be the best. This is what happens.
So what am I supposed to do?
You're asking me? I clearly have no say here. All I can do is follow orders and look for a new assistant coach.
Of course he told you. He's bluffing.
Yeah, well, I'm not so sure. You really want my advice? You want to be the best? But I don't think you know what that means anymore. When you talk about Jordan, you see a guy who made $33 million in one season, whereas I see an alleged womanizer with a gambling problem. And sure, no one cares about that because he's Jordan. Maybe he doesn't even care about that. Maybe he looks in the mirror, and like everyone else, he says, "It's cool because I'm Jordan."
He says it like that.
Maybe that's what you
Perfect
think.
Michael Jordan impersonation.
That was something.
It's cool because I'm Ultra B Middles. What do I have to be scared of? But I'll tell you this. You're not Jordan. Everywhere you go, you're going to have to answer for this. We've spent so much time making a name for you because of what you can do. But now, it's time for you to realize that at some point, you'll have to think about something bigger than you. That maybe there's something you should be putting over your own needs.
If I'm getting a shit deal, how can I help anyone else? How am I going to be a role model if I'm just getting pushed around? If I'm not looking out for me, then who is?
I've been calling you!
Everyone's trying to find me. I'm trending.
Why aren't you answering your phone?
I turned it off.
Have you heard anything? Either of you? No? Okay. Okay.
What's going on?
We have to rethink our plan a bit.
What do you mean?
Don't answer that. Why not? I don't have a good reason, I just don't want you to. I'm going to answer it. Yeah, go.
What's up?
So Russia's, not happening.
What?
You can't play for Russia anymore.
Why not?
Because of the scandal.
It was self-defense. She pushed me first. I was just...
Not that scandal, the other one. The first one. Russia said, they didn't know you were bi. And the Russian Premier League is not interested in promoting a player who is openly bisexual. It goes against, how do they say it? The image that they want the country's top athletes to project?
Are you serious? Half of the women on the team are gay.
But how many of them are open about it? In the media? So, effective immediately.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I fought as hard as I could.
Did you? Did you?
I know you're angry, Audra, but this hurts me as much as it hurts you. We're both losing a lot of money because of you, alright? So the next step is we have to... Will do! What's the news? She knows about Russia? Yeah. Well, so does Gary and Danielle.
So what happens?
Danielle's stepping down. At the end of the season, she'll no longer be the WNBA president. She was going to announce after the finals, but seeing as how she was leaving to focus on the non-profit she started, that's fighting to put an end to violence against women, wink, wink, it seemed like an appropriate time.
Shit.
And what did she say about the position of the WNBA is that they condone I almost said condone.
Condone.
They condemned violence in any form from one of their players, and they will be assisting in conducting a full investigation into what happened that night. That's it? No suspension? Not yet. Probably not until next season starts. Hot damn. Hey, that's great. Okay, we got work to do. You ready to win a game tonight?
No.
No?
No.
Aw. No.
Not really.
It's been a day.
Yes.
It has been a day, it's true.
Yeah.
That's all we can ask. Don't think about Russia tonight. We've got a championship to win. Go out there and make some magic, and by this time tomorrow we should... Wait! For what? I don't think I want you to play.
Tonight?
Tonight and... for the finals. I think I'm benching you. You think you're benching her? You're benching her? Or you're benching... I'm benching her. Yeah, I'm benching you. For the playoffs.
Seriously? You can't do that.
Actually, I can. Danielle told me she'll support whatever decision I make. So this is my decision.
Question. Why are you doing this?
Because it's the right thing to do. For you, for me, for the team, the league, for everyone. You realize that we're probably going to lose? Yeah, I get that, Tanya. I'm a head coach for the WNBA. I get that, how that works. You know, you really shouldn't have made that offer. You really shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, Audra. There's always next season. We'll just try again.
You don't have to do this.
Yeah, I do. Bargain, I guess.
What can I do to make you reconsider? Seriously.
I'm sorry, Audra, but there's no getting out of this one. You're making a bad move, Sophie. I hope you feel good about this. Yeah, I think I do. I really do. Look, Audra, I know it's not what you want to hear right now, but you've had a rough day. You're going to need some rest. And you could spend that time figuring out what to do next. I'm sure Tanya can get you on another team in the Euro League, right, Tanya? I mean, yeah, sure. Any team would be thrilled to have you. So you play for a country that's a little more tolerant, like maybe France. Erica's already playing there, so maybe she can put a word in. And then you can... Uh-oh. Now... Oh shit, she's holding weights.
I want to be violent just because she's holding the weights.
It feels like it should be violent, right?
What do you think, Jeremy?
I say go for it.
Enabler. Okay. Oh! That's some marriage story shit right there. The fuck? Oh no. Audra! Ah! Ow. Ah! Are you okay? Let me see. Audra, let me see.
Fuck!
Let me see.
Fuck! Fuck!
She's fine. We're fine. It's okay. We're all okay. Can you put away your cameras? Can you stop filming? Ugh.
Oh man.
It's the out in the trees where the like paparazzi birds from BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, it's a crossover.
Shit.
Yeah, this is the BoJack Horseman world. It just so happens that all the characters we've seen are humans.
Yeah, exactly. Just coincidentally.
So, welcome to the Winneba.
Yay!
Which do you like better? Race cars or blueberry muffins?
Is this like riddle or something?
If you could live with one thing, but not the other, which would you choose? Race cars or blueberry muffins?
Muffins.
You like,
like muffins.
Yeah, I guess so. Muffins kind of suck, though.
Muffins, I guess.
Excellent! Just what I hoped you'd say.
Like gin?
Here's why I am asking. When the draft happens, you and Desiree Johnson will be the top picks. Which means one of you is going to Indiana and the other is going to Minnesota. Now, they're both exceptional teams, and while I have an opinion, I wanted to know your thoughts. Wow, this is a weird way to frame this discussion. And Indiana's got race cars, while Minnesota's apparently famous for blueberry muffins. I didn't know this. I had to look it up, but I figured I'd see what you prefer.
Okay. You know, you could have just asked me where I'd rather be.
But wasn't this more fun?
No.
Yeah, I agree.
Fine.
Fair enough.
I want to play for Minnesota.
Perfect! Seriously, what kind of name is the Fever? Why not call yourself Ebola or COVID?
COVID.
That's the 2020 version.
Yeah.
Lockjaw, yeah.
Lockjaw?
Lockjaw? Is that a thing?
It was.
The Indiana Lockjaw. I like it. So, Minnesota.
I like Sophie. I feel like she gets me.
Good. I agree. I think you two are a nice fit. Okay, boom, done. Minnesota, let's make it happen.
But,
What?
I mean, you can't decide on that. What if Indiana's got first pick? What if they choose me?
Not going to happen.
Nice vote of confidence.
Oh, make no mistake, you're the best, which is why I have an idea. It's a little sneaky, but just follow me here. Have you met with the Fever coach yet? Darren?
No.
Oh, hey, Taze. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's fun. It's a great game.
No.
No. Good, don't. He'll schedule a meeting with you.
You already did. For Thursday.
Don't show up.
Seriously?
to blow him off. He's already on the fence about you after you hit that girl. So you just don't show up. You'll hurt his pride, he'll go with Desiree, and Minnesota will have to choose you.
Is that, like, legal?
Absolutely! I mean, it's not going to be a great first impression. For one thing, you won't be a first pick overall. That can't be erased.
Neither was Jordan, Kobe, or Bird. I'm worried about that. I'm not worried about that.
Well, more importantly, people won't like it. You'll burn at least one bridge. You may want to stay out of Indianapolis for a while, but you do this, you'll be in Minnesota with Sophie Morton, taking the Lynx to the finals. What do you say?
Yes. Anything get away from NASCAR.
Well, that's in Florida. The Indy 500 is a whole other... But yes, I like that attitude. Deal?
Sure.
Excellent! Audra, we're gonna do great things together. I don't like her agent, by the way.
Yeah, agents aren't great.
Again, divided opinion. Some people, that's their favorite character.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What do they like about her?
Just that she's like the most no nonsense. She just like gets straight to the point on everything. It's just like no bullshit.
She does seem like a good agent, I would say that.
Yeah, exactly.
Minnesota calls for another timeout. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. The Fever leading 11-6. Aaron, this is shaping up to be one of the lowest scoring first quarters in one of our finals history.
That's right, Jim. Both teams seem to be beating each other out.
That's right, Jim.
And Sophie Morton's figuring out how to compensate for the lack of Audrey Mills on the court.
Definitely. After a heck of a bad day, it's not surprising to see Mills missing from the floor. We all saw that video from earlier, and we've been told she's recovering after punching that hotel window. But she's nowhere to be seen, not in the locker room or the crowd. As far as we can see, she's Mia.
Yes, I imagine. It's a long day for the Lynx, and it clearly shows. They really seem to be struggling tonight.
How did those two get jobs?
I know! They're on like 50s microphones.
Yeah.
50 filter.
What the hell, Audra?
What the hell, you?
Got him. Why aren't you at the game?
Oh shit, there's a game? Why aren't you at the game?
Sophie told me you stayed behind. I knew what that meant.
You have no right to be mad.
See, I told you, look at her wings. You're like, jeez, she could knock out a bear.
Our agreement has always been when the season's over. Well, the season's over. Do you see me on that whore?
How many have you had?
Who cares? Well, let's see. More than 3? Less than 5? So that would be, God, I'm so bad at math. Bartender stepped out for a smoke. We'll be back in a minute if you want anything.
Go back to your room. Sleep this off. Tomorrow, you'll sit with us, cheer us on, show everyone that you're...
I'm done, Zach. Everyone's telling me what to do. I'll do what I want to do.
And what's that?
Tell the truth. I don't know.
I like how he's sitting, too.
Yeah,
I like
he's
him.
sweet.
Where's Tanya?
On a plane. I think she's gonna drop me when she gets back.
She's not gonna do that.
I wouldn't blame her if she did. I'll drop me. I'm very droppable right now.
Are you... Oh,
Are
sorry.
you going to drop me?
You're not taking the deal, right? I'm a man of my word. Looks like we're stuck with each other.
Seriously? You coach the Atlanta Dream?
I think I could make them good.
Phil Jackson couldn't make them good. You sure you still want to coach me?
Why wouldn't I?
You shouldn't. No one should.
Well, that's not true.
Oh, really? Do you see that score? That's because of me. Who does that? How could you want to be around someone like that?
Because you're more than your actions.
Agree. Yeah, maybe. But it's going to be a while before anyone I care about forgets this.
Everyone you care about is strong enough to forgive you, and you're strong enough to be forgiven.
Not right now. I'm a precarious thing, Zach. You shouldn't be around precarious things.
And yet, here I am.
And you're a fool.
No, I'm your friend.
You're my coach.
God damn it, I'm your friend. You think I give a shit if you lose? I want you to be okay.
Why?
Because I care about you. I care about you more than some stupid game.
Cool. Thanks.
Thanks, bro.
That means a lot.
Gay.
Rude. You should head back. They need you.
You're okay?
Nope. Not right now. But maybe later.
Toxic. At least, I mean, honest, but maybe later.
Don't worry about me right now. I'll go to bed after this drink.
You promise?
Yeah. Scout's honor.
You were in the Scouts?
Yeah. But then I was kicked out. My pack thought I was too aggressive.
Don't know why they'd think that.
It's a mystery.
You're not precarious, you know. You're just not winning right now. But there's one thing I know about you.
What's that?
You don't quit.
Carrie has to pick up the pace. She's too slow in the transitions.
I'll let her know. I'm getting a big greasy breakfast in the morning. Wanna join me?
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
I'll text you. Keep your head up. Stay on your toes.
Always do.
Hmm.
Oh no.
It's Queen's Gambit. And
Oh god.
Here it comes.
Do you know when the bartender will be back?
In a minute. Don't talk to me.
It's fine.
I don't have anything to give to you.
I don't want anything.
After everything you've done to me.
What?
Ugh.
I get a drink here sometimes after work. It's quiet.
Tell her to fuck off. I shouldn't be talking to you.
It's just talk.
You never know with me.
You think I don't know that?
So what? You want to gloat?
Gloat? My brother calls to tell me that I'm on Aspen. I go to work, and guess what? I'm on all the Aspens. We have too many Aspens. And not my name. They just call me the Victim. Ugh, my official name is the Victim. But anyone who knows me knows that it's... Eventually... My boss let me go home. I imagine it's a bit weird watching your hostess getting her ass kicked in an elevator. I imagine that's odd.
I made a fault. I imagine so. I never meant to hurt you. I was just looking for answers. Because what I didn't understand, what I still don't understand, is why you left. For the life of me, I have no idea why you left.
It wasn't you. We were in your room and we were fooling around, and I did something. Maybe I don't know, but I did something, and you obviously didn't like it. And you shoved me off you, like, shoved. Like, I actually fell off the bed. And there was something in your eyes that just sobered me right up. And I looked at where I was, and I'd just gotten out of a relationship. I was still trying to figure out, like, who I was and shit. And I realized what I was doing. And I was like, oh, fuck! I'm that girl. That girl who meets someone she admires, and the first thing she does is... What if word got out? What would happen? Answered that one, didn't we? And I realized I shouldn't be there. I didn't expect you to follow me to the elevator, but... And now, here we are. I see your hand isn't doing too well these days. Is it okay?
Who cares? Don't pretend like you care.
Yeah, okay, I really don't. I was just trying to be a decent person. You should try it sometime.
Oh.
You wanna know something funny? They keep calling me a cocktail waitress. On Espen, on everything, they keep saying you allegedly assaulted a cocktail waitress. Which is funny because you allegedly assaulted a hostess. Very different thing. Meanwhile, they keep saying correctly that you're a small forward for the Minnesota Lynx. Second draft pick overall, star player at Gonzaga. They get all of your facts right.
That's because this is going to keep following me wherever I go. This is always going to be on my Wikipedia page, and...
Oh god, no. On your Wikipedia page. What's your Wikipedia page?
Why are you here? What do you want? More money?
Good question.
Because I don't have any. Russia dropped me, so I just took a pretty massive pay cut. Not that I really matters anymore. Now that my secret's out, there's nothing to pay for. Not anymore. Which I know isn't the news that you particularly wanted to hear, but it's just a big day for bad news. So if you came looking for whatever it is you're looking for, you're going to be one very unhappy. What's this?
It's a check! For all of it. Everything you paid me. I never spent it. Because I never asked for this, and I've been just fine without it. You did a bad thing, and you got caught, and now, seeing how you're acting, seeing how little you actually... I don't want your money. Plus, you probably need it, since you're gonna be super poor now.
Hey, do you know how little I make in the WNBA?
Probably more than me, so maybe I'm not the person to talk to about that. Anyway, here, take it.
Refuse. No. If it's such a problem, then keep it.
I'd rather live poor than spend money from you. Take the goddamn check. Ooh, shit.
You never spent it, but you never refused it. Which means that you accepted the terms of our deal. I pay you, you don't say shit. You cash those checks, that means you knew that you would have said something. So it's your money now. Deal with it.
Or I could just donate it to your president's charity, the one about violence against women.
It's not violence against women, it's... If the one doing the violence is a woman. What?
Okay, but... I mean, you know how stupid that sounds, right? Like, just think about the words that you said. Maybe repeat them to yourself. See if you could spot the problem.
Okay, yes, I see your point.
You know I played point guard in high school?
Really?
And that's what I wanted to do. It's like all I did in school. But I went to John Marshall. It's a small school, a 2A school, and our coach was the chemistry teacher. Furthest we ever got was semi-states, not to say I could have been you, because you're you. But I have no idea how far I could have got if my life had been a little different. I couldn't afford college, so I got a job at Trophies. And that's the rest of my life until I get married or come across a large pile of money. Or, I don't know, shoot myself in the face. Oh god, I got tired. This right here is the closest I'm gonna be to greatness.
I'm sure you're great at other things.
Like what, Audra? What am I great at? What makes me significant? Do you know why I didn't turn you in? It wasn't because of the money. It's because I had no idea that there was actually evidence out there. If I'd walked into the police station, what would I have said? So I know I'm just a hostess at an airport bar and I have nothing to back this up, but I swear, officer, the star player of a rival women's basketball team broke my hand in an elevator after we fooled around in her hotel room. I would have been shut down before I even finished that sentence. You're gonna be remembered for so many things. This is it for me. This may be what you are right now, but this is all I will ever be. The cocktail waitress who got her ass handed to her by Audra B. Mills. I'm a water cooler joke. You'll play again next season and keep being amazing at what you do. It's gonna be hard for me to do anything significant after this.
I promised a friend I'd turn in after this drink, so what can I do?
I want you to look me in the face, and I want you to apologize. I want you to admit that you've broken me, that there's nothing left in me, all because of you. And I want you to apologize for what you did to me. And I want it to be real. Don't say it if it's not real.
Apologize. I'm sorry. I am. But you're not the only one in pain here. Oh my god. This is about more than money. More than what people are going to say. It's about leaving a legacy. Trying to be a role model. And look, I know that you're...
Don't touch me. You don't get to do that. You don't get to touch me. Fuck you. I admired you. You don't get to...
You.
Don't touch her.
Yeah.
I know. I know. Welcome back to the end of the first quarter. Here with Sophie Morton. Sophie, we of course know this hasn't been the Link's finest hour. That seems to be translating to the performance out there. Would you agree with that?
Well, Aaron, first I want to say that all of us at the Lynx are saddened by today's events. There were a lot of emotions going around all day, but our goal now is to focus on the game.
Now, the Fever is currently holding a pretty healthy lead. What do you need to do to close that gap?
Well, we have to do a better job. We're letting them get to the paint, and we're putting them on the foul line. We're getting bullied out there, so we just need to have better control of our defense, and we just... Yeah, we have to do a better job. It's as simple as that. Just do better. What?
There goes
Oh, the bartender.
the bartender man. Another round now. Do a better job. No. I'm good.
Say no to alcohol. Say no, kids.
End of game.
Let's watch me jump.
Hey!
I appreciated the like Oscar Wilde's "Watch Me Jump" with those voices. The comedy of manners.
Everybody in this was actually an orphan, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that was great. Cool, I know some of these people. Some of these
Yeah, right?
testers. Dope. Wow. This is cool.
Oh, B.
Yeah, B.
Yeah, most of those people don't know that they are in the end credits of a video game.
Wait a minute, where's the voice actor credits?
Hold on, let me do some programming.
One
yeah.
Ryan Revelman show.
We got a thumbs up from Frank. Cool.
Dope.
Hey, let me
Go back, yeah. Make us big.
yeah, let's so let me copy Jeremy. Copy. Oh, he's already here.
Dope.
Hey, it's me.
Wait, what are you doing in my room? It's gonna take a while until I get hold of these stupid bits.
Are you making
Hold on,
me
are you gonna eat all of that?
Am I Jeremy?
Yeah.
This is so weird.
I can be Jeremy.
This dream took a weird turn.
This is so strange.
Alright,
Yeah, I don't mind. I can also get closer to you, I guess.
no, this is good.
Okay.
Now keep your distance, please.
Yeah, there's a pandemic on. Cool. I mean, I think it's. Are you like? Do you have an out, or do you want to chat about the game for a bit?
Oh yeah, we can chat.
Great. I think it's like really cool to have a game developer hanging out while we play through it, and I definitely see the like Undertale influence. You know, obviously, a more like Undertale is a more ambitious project. And then it's interesting that but this is an adaptation though, right? So I guess I'm curious, first of all, how the choices you give us interface with the previous medium, which is usually a non-choice medium, the theater, the play.
Yeah, so I will say that there's not a whole lot that you can do in the game that will actually like change the structure of the story. When I was first trying to figure out, how do you make this game I realized that I had this sort of house of cards that I built with Watch Me Jump, and to try and do too many branching narratives would just like be perhaps a little more ambitious than my completely beginner abilities were able to do. So instead, I decided that it was going to be less about shaping the story and more about shaping the personality, that you can decide how Audra gets to react to the situations that are happening throughout the narrative.
Yeah, that was sort of the impression I got. Like, I didn't imagine that a different choice would have taken us into like a path where she didn't hit anyone or something like that.
Right.
But we were kind of dictating the tone of how everything went down.
Yeah, literally, the only like big game-changing choice that you can make is I have a little Easter egg at the beginning where if you just keep trying to get on the elevator, eventually she does, and then the game just ends.
Oh, oh, yeah, that's fun.
Cool.
There's a little bit of oh, what's that game called? Stanley's Parable in that?
Oh yeah. Stanley Parable.
Right, he doesn't own the parable.
Yeah,
the parable is him.
He is the parable.
Cool. How did you? What was your experience?
Yeah, I really, really love the narrative. And I'll just keep saying this. I appreciated that Audra wasn't like a perfectly moral protagonist. And I think that
Okay, bye.
yeah, it was too much for him.
Yeah.
He doesn't like listening to me. That's why he leaves. It's a white man thing. Yeah, I really appreciated that Audra wasn't a perfectly moral protagonist, and I wasn't like exactly rooting for her either. Like,
right.
And it's interesting to be like the player or the viewer and have to make choices for a protagonist that you're not like rooting for. Like I found myself wanting her to make such different choices, but like you said, I also felt that, you know, given the options that we had, that it wouldn't change the narratives as significantly as maybe I would want it to. So that was a fun, cool position to be put in as a player. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this story based off of... Go ahead. Yeah, please.
I was just gonna say that like that was the thing that was the fun challenge for me with the play was creating a narrative in which I felt that no one was completely good or completely bad. Like in D-Pad, the character that Mike plays, like clearly we don't like those guys, very clearly. But yeah, trying to figure out like how do you make 5 characters who none of whom you can totally root for, but none of whom you can like openly hate either. And then yeah, that became a lot more interesting when making the game, and you know, having you play a character who is holding secrets from you as well.
Mm-hmm. Like we understand why all the characters are making the choices that they're making,
right?
And I think that's like part of the success of the game. It's like we understand why these arcs need to happen and like what's on what the stakes are. It doesn't make us feel any better about the kinds of people that are embodying the arcs and people that are holding the stakes in their hands. But yeah, I think that's something that makes me keep going and playing this game. It's like I do understand why this is happening.
Yeah, I thought that the like scene to scene drama like was really good, and it was in large part because, as we were talking about, the protagonist was flawed in these specific ways. So these like trauma-based character impulse moments that keep happening are forcing choices, right? And that's where the drama comes from, hard choices. Did you have a favorite character?
I will say, at least in the stage version, I do really like Tanya, just because I think that like particularly so when we did the reading at Theater Exile, B played that role.
Yeah.
And it's just this great moment where like all of this drama and tension is happening, and then she just came in and was just like this wonderful whirlwind of energy that just I think like gave you a little bit of a moment to like stop and laugh and like I think she was also just the most fun to write of this character that just like cannot stop talking.
And it's good at her job too. So good at her
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
That's part of
Exactly.
it. Public relations.
My questions are gonna jump around a bit. I'm curious.
Please.
So the stage play hasn't been produced, but it's had a reading.
Correct.
Like after putting this out in the world, did you get like feedback back from people, strangers? Like what has been the whatever the neutral term is for fallout of releasing the game?
It's been, I mean, it hasn't had a humongous audience, but it's been good for the most part. Like the Steam reviews have been mostly positive. There was one guy who got really upset because I spelled Scottie Pippen wrong and like gave the game a thumbs down because of it. But yeah, and then I got to take it to the Game Developers Conference because it was nominated for an award there, and that was really fascinating because unlike here where it's just like people on Twitch or like people writing Steam reviews or something, it was just like in the moment people just talking like to you face to face. And I remember specifically there was one guy that played the demo and was like, so what are some of the games that influenced this? And I said, some of the like old LucasArts point and click adventure games were really influential. And I listed some of them and he was like, well, I don't know those games, so can you name another? And I was like, well, Undertale was a big influence. And he was like, oh, I don't like Undertale. And I was like, all right, well, this is a conversation that's going really great right now.
I don't like Undertale. What?
Yeah, first off.
First off, what? Yeah, it's by the way, I when I got the dang game, when I got the game in my Steam and like clicked on it, I noticed that somebody who I don't remember who it is in my friends list has played the game, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah, so it's out there. It's out there.
Yeah.
So this game, and you were already kind of discussing how the choices are there for tonal shifts, but don't affect the structure so much. Mm-hmm. And the vast majority of the game is conversation. It's like one of the least interactive games that I've ever played, but it was still engaging to play through because of the writing. And so I don't know if I have a question about that. It's just an interesting observation.
Well, thanks. Yeah. I will say that there was a little bit of exploration around the hotel, and particularly around her room, that you could have done if you had made that choice.
Was so I'm curious about one particular moment, the interaction with the scene where she punches the window. Was that always going to happen in the workout room, or were there different places where that could have happened?
No, that's actually one of the biggest choices that you can make in the game, because it was to be loud or be violent, and if you were loud, you were just going to like chew out Sophie while the photographers were taking pictures of you. And so like in the next scene, she wasn't going to have the bandage on her hand. People weren't going to talk about her like punching the window. Like that's most of the choices. Because again, I really cannot stress enough, I had no idea what I was doing when I was making this game. I was just learning everything on the fly. It's one of the very few times where the choice that you made in the game had like some sort of ripple effect later on.
Mm-hmm.
That might have been my favorite moment because I think to me it was the most successfully implicating moment for us, because like myself, I don't, I never want things to get violent, right? I would in my life almost always choose be loud, but having followed the character through the game, and despite her toxicity, we're still rooting for her, which that's a great line to toe as a writer.
I didn't. That I wasn't rooting for her. So I'm
sure. Oh, that's interesting too.
Yeah.
I didn't want her to get violent, but I felt that it was right to pick it for how we worked through the game character-wise. So that was a very interesting moment for me as a player.
Interesting. Yeah. No, and that has been one of the big things, is like how much are you wanting to follow Audra? How much do you actually want her to succeed? How much do you think these people are actually in her corner or not? That's been really fascinating to watch people. With all the comparisons, I will say one of the ones, if you haven't played this game, it's definitely worth checking out. It's called Papers, Please, and it's this really fantastic indie game from this guy Lucas Pope, and that was a big influence on how the choices in this game are going to play out, because a lot of that game is giving you two choices and you don't want to make either one, but you have to make some sort of choice.
I have that game, so maybe we could play it sometime on stream. I've taken a peek at it. It looks really cool. It's like immigration stuff, right?
Yeah, you're like a person who's basically just checking everyone's paperwork and telling them like you can pass or you can't pass, and like one of the like very first, at first it's just like, okay, you're following the rules, and then like one of the very first things, it goes into so many other directions, but like a guy comes through and all of his papers are in order, and then right before he leaves he says, oh, and my wife is right behind me, and then his wife's papers are not in order, and it's like, do you let her through and that is a problem in your job that you'll get punished for, or do you like break up this couple? And it's like the game just keeps throwing those choices at you where you don't want, like, you're just like, I don't want to do either of these, but I guess I have to choose.
I really love choice in video games or in art in general. The get violent moment here reminds me of BioShock, which I think was a really great commentary on like ever since like Mario started jumping on the head of other sentient creatures, like there's been violence in video games, right? And it's kind of a like it's fun. It's a fun like mechanic, like, oh, gotta stay alive, gotta kill. And at first they were like doofy little sprites, so you don't think about it that much, but we get further in time and we get Call of Duties where you're like, ooh, starting to feel a bit gross about this.
Yup.
And then depending on how you feel about Grand Theft Auto, it's either gross or commentary on grossness, but
or both.
Or both, right. More likely both.
A gross commentary on grossness.
Yeah. But I really like what BioShock opened up, because it's not a game that gave you choices, but then it's a game that implicated you for going through the typical steps that you go through in a video game.
Yeah.
And now we get all these indie games to kind of make good on that promise and give us actual choices that, and this was a huge theme in D-Pad as well. Discussions about this.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I just finished playing through Super Mario Galaxy 2, which is like to kind of go into your thing of like these choices. Like you can't choose to not do the things that Mario has to do to get to the end of the game. And in fact, like there was a point where there was a dialogue choice where they were like, so you're saving your princess, right? And the choices, they gave you a dialogue choice and the choices were, yeah, and that's right. And it's like, why did you even bother giving me that choice?
Nintendo does that a lot. They do that a lot in Mario games.
Do that so much. It's so weird. It's just like, why is this supposed to be engaging?
Maybe for kids. Like maybe kids see that and they're like, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's an interesting. I really love the writing in like the Paper Mario and the Mario and Luigi games.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they do that sort of thing a lot, but there's like a comedic spin on it all the time.
Yeah.
Remember, Frank says, I take it as a joke. In Paper Mario games, it surely is a joke.
Yeah.
It's definitely. But yeah, I keep imagining the person in the living room that's just like pointing their Wiimote between yeah and that's right for like minutes on end, just being like, what's the right choice?
Or maybe the whole, maybe that's part of it, is that they don't, I don't think Nintendo wants to stress us out. I don't think they want us to be thinking too hard, because their games are kind of perfect pieces of, what's like a good word for it? Like engagement. They're like perfect, they keep you perfectly engaged, and you're like, the game is teaching you how to play the game, you're working through it, so maybe you're not supposed to think during a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Dog frozen between two identical bowels of food.
No. Says you remember, Frank.
So that's a philosopher who said that. That's like a philosopher's puzzle, right? If a dog is perfectly between two equally desirable bowls of food, which one do they go towards? And then some philosopher in what they call it, not a think piece. That's a different thing. In a
Article? Scholar.
No. A brain philosophy puzzle. What do they call these?
Manifesto?
Something? No, not a manifesto. A thought experiment.
Okay.
Then the dog should be frozen for eternity. Garden of Eden games versus After the Fall games. Nintendo is doing Eden. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I've like been fascinated by choose your own adventure stuff for basically my whole life, because I have early memories of being deeply enamored with the Goosebumps Choose Your Own Adventure books. You ever read those?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh God, I would like have my thumb in 4 different parts of the book, and well, not my thumb, my fingers in 4 different parts of the book, and be like, oh, I don't want, if I die here, I want to go back and see what I could do. Can't choose your own adventure before the first sin and eating from the tree of knowledge. Yeah, that's what the Goosebumps books are about too, I suppose. And I took a mini class in college called well, it was called a big long title, but it was about form and content. We talked about choose your own adventure a lot, and that really choose your own adventure, although it has had its moments in theater, it really came into its own with video games, and as you point out, the early point and click adventures, where the players got like agency. And I don't know, I want to find ways to play with agency and choose your own adventure on Twitch in the future.
Now, have you tried the Black Mirror Bandersnatch on Netflix?
I haven't. Yeah, I know about it. I watched a bunch of Black Mirror and got a bit disillusioned.
Yeah, and same, but I would say it did, and I still had a lot of issues with the story that they were telling, but one of the things they really did well was replicate that choose your own adventure format to the point of letting you, like, because you would read a choose your own adventure and then you'd be like, oh, I died, and then you would like go back and do the other choice and try that. And this does a really good job of that, of like taking you through a narrative and then allowing you to rewind and try other narratives and like basically just explore every crevice of narrative in that episode.
That's cool. Yeah. So it introduces as a mechanic the thing that viewers or players kind of naturally do, which is wanting to know all the little corners of the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like to the point where if you just, I know some people that just like watched one narrative of it and they were like, it wasn't very good. It's like, yeah, because I think that's not the point. It wants you to try and find everything.
Do you have like any like thoughts or notions or sparks of ideas about like what the platform of Twitch can unlock for choice and like I know you can play video games with choice on Twitch and like have chat vote on which path, but I'm thinking like I'm just wondering about the prospects of like experimental theater Twitch streaming hybrid stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I'm constantly trying to figure out what is the next frontier that we can use to get live performance and interactivity happening. And I think, like right now we're just trying to like scratch the surface of it, of having things like, Twitch plays Pokemon where, the chat like actively influences the action. But like, how can you do that with live performance? Like, is there a way that you can get like actors in a moment? There's this Alan Ayckbourn play that I'm suddenly forgetting the name of because they all have very British titles. And it's he wrote like a whole bunch of different branching narratives and basically gives the theater the choice of how they want to do it. And I know that when 1812 did the show, it was Tony Lawton and Jen Childs, and just every so often at a point in the narrative they would pause and just like a light would shine on a random audience member and they would like, do you want them to do this or do you want them to do that? And then
Uh,
whatever choice they made, those two actors had to instantly like shoot into another narrative, which of course involved them like memorizing hundreds of pages of dialogue, which is astounding. But
That's a lot.
yeah, is there like some sort of way of doing that where you have actors who just have like an incredible database of story in their heads and they're able to shift narratives based on audience reaction?
Yeah, a couple of responses. First of all, Twitch plays Pokemon. I was fascinated. I was like gripped by that when that was happening.
Yep.
Like, I think that phenomenon deserves like serious academic study, and of course, it's not going to get it because it's like a dumb thing that happened on Twitch.
Yep.
But, like we saw with Twitch plays Pokemon, real time the development of essentially a new religion, a quasi-ironic religion, but at a certain point, it doesn't really matter if you really, really believe it or just sort of really believe it, you know? So, like, watching that culture create itself out of chaos was really incredible.
Yeah.
The data is there. Yeah, I mean, there are historians of it. Twitch plays. Yeah, I imagine so. And so there was a recent event. I don't know if you've heard about this. A theater artist did the seagull in Sims.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see it, but I know Celine, and I thought that was just such a like wonderful idea.
I haven't watched it yet, but I'm definitely gonna go back and watch it because I love the seagull, and also I think that's the kind of like theater that I'm excited about. And it's a bit few and far between. Theaters, I think, slowly catching up, just as the humanities is very, very slowly catching up to what it means to go digital.
Yeah, no, I know. Like, I was playing through Grand Theft Auto Online, and in Liberty City, they have this like beautiful amphitheater that just like sits there. It's just like, that's like, I wish that I could make a like Liberty City community players that just like would go to that amphitheater every Friday night and like put on a show that without somehow getting gunned down.
Yeah, right. What? Or if you get gunned down, then
or yeah, that's like
that
actually forces you to make good content because otherwise.
What I really like, so I've long been fascinated by clown work, and I've made a few like red-nosed clown pieces. And what I really like about clown work is that the emphasis above all else is on play and on presentness, being present. And that allows for real present shifting landscape, like organically shifting landscape of production, such that it's not about memorizing many different pages of branching dialogues. It's about if you're going to interact with an audience member, you better be ready for what they're going to give you, and you better be ready to like react earnestly in the moment and create a new story every night from that. And I've seen some incredible clown pieces that do it, and it's one of the hardest things in the world as an actor to be present in that way because you're in preparation brain so much of the time. But I see clown as like on the forefront of that agency choice, organic, like really leaning into what is unique about the medium, which is presentness.
Right.
Yeah, Frank says, because the Choose Your Own Adventure book is an illusion of choice even still, but it's not in clown. It's not in clown. And it's maybe not even, I don't think it is in the Sims Seagull either.
Yeah, exactly. I think, I haven't seen it, but I think you are just like an audience member watching the seagull play out in Sims. And yeah, I mean, that's like something that we, talk about a little bit in D-Pad of like these open world games that pretend to give you a whole bunch of choice, but there's still just a bunch of programming there that's telling you what you can and can't do.
I've been yammering a while. Do you have thoughts, insights?
I've been enjoying being a fly on the wall of this conversation. I definitely want to see the seagull online, so we should maybe watch that soon. I'm thinking a lot about like virtual theater and having done a lot of virtual theater during the pandemic and like feeling like I've had like varying levels of being excited about it as an actor, as a performer. And so like D-Pad is something that was super, super challenging, but also super engaging as an actor. And I was telling Ryan that I feel like I felt like I was at the top of my game in terms of like actor's toolbox polish, sort of like being a machine in doing this show. And so I don't prefer that over live theater, but it was certainly something that I will like hold in my history as a performer, as something as like a landmark or a milestone. And so I think I've maybe because I am a performer and I perform so much, I'm constantly thinking about like how can we employ performers to do work that is gratifying for them during this time in this world of like virtual theater. And if it is like if we are like utilizing mediums like Twitch or Zoom, like what could we do as producers and makers and creators of the art to center the artists, center the actors, or center the performers and the kinds of work that we're creating, so they don't then just become like props or robots for experiments in theater.
Yeah, and don't think that what I'm about to say reflects specifically on D-pad, because I've seen a lot of digital theater since the pandemic, but for me most of it is like bad.
Yeah. Oh, agreed. Like that was one of the first things when, you know, when XI was proposing D-pad going virtual. I was like, okay, but here are the things that I really don't want it to be, because that's what we've been seeing a lot of, and I would not like that, please.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I do feel like we avoided a lot of those traps, fortunately. But yeah, I think, you know, this opens us up, and you know, I think I'm going to go on a little tangent here, but like one of the things that was really great about adapting Watch Me Jump into a video game was the accessibility that it gave people. That, you know, as a playwright, I wrote a play and then I send it to a bunch of artistic directors and they all say no, and then maybe one of them says yes, and then a few hundred people who have $40 in their pocket get to see it. Whereas this got to go out into a format where anyone around the world who has a computer or a phone and just a few bucks in their pocket gets to play it. And I think that one of the things that I really hope virtual performance can do is, one, bring in and like you were saying, like bring in the performers and make them part of the content that's being created, so that like it can be, because I think that what we're seeing right now is the first evolution, which is taking already pre-written stories and putting them into a format that we can watch. And then I hope that the next step is figuring out how do we break down that wall between the performer and the audience member, because I think that it's actually we now have a format that allows that interaction to be perhaps more safe than when you do that in a black box and you have no idea like what physical person is going to be in front of you. And then being able to give those stories to people who otherwise might not be able to, or just don't want to, like get in their car and drive to a specific place to go see something.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful, and I'm excited about making. I don't have specific plans, but making Twitch theater because the innovation of Twitch has been immediate feedback from the audience, right? And that can happen in theater. Theater usually doesn't take advantage of that. I love it when it does, but Twitch is all about that. I am playing, and you are here playing with me, influencing what I do, and I think that that's like really rich ground for experimentation. I'm gonna put a link.
Cool.
Ange and I have made one piece of theater together during the pandemic. There's a 15-minute short play written specifically for Zoom that I sort of had the same goals as you were talking about. Like, let's not do this or this or this or this.
Right.
Let's like really focus on what makes the medium special. So if anyone wants to check that out, it's called Paul.
Excellent. But I think that's a great fruitful place to begin as theater makers, is like, this is what I don't want, you know, and like, this is what I don't want. And then dreaming big and saying, this is what I do want, which to me, what you're talking about, Ryan, with like using Twitch and having audience participation, like, and having like audiences and viewers like directly influence the content. Like, that's something that we can't get on Zoom, like in the ways that we've been using it right now. And I agree with you, Jeremy, that it's like the first iteration of what will hopefully be an evolution of really cool, specific virtual theater work, not just like film or like
Right.
worse film, which is like what
Yeah,
Worst
exactly.
film, yeah.
yeah,
It's like trying to salvage what theater normally is in a different medium, which is always a lost game from the get-go.
right, because we're already asking folks to suspend their disbelief when they're in a room watching a stage, and like to add that layer of like, there's this great meme that I was looking at today, and it was an actor, and they were viewing a live reading of Fences, and like one of the things that the actor said is like, "No, girl, I didn't even miss the fence," and it was like, it's sarcastic. It's like, "Oh yeah, that Zoom background made me really feel like I was in Pittsburgh." I was like, this is exactly what's wrong with Zoom theater.
Right.
But you know what I would want to see? I would love to see a show that is that conversation. You know?
Yeah,
But in
exactly.
Second Life.
But in Second Life, right? Oh my god. Yeah, audience technologies. So yeah, and like I feel like in live theater we've have started to play around with this sort of multimedia aspect of like audience participation. Like I've seen theater shows and I've heard about theater shows that have the audience like directly influence or like post on like you can go on like an app or something and then type in you know, if the show is about text messaging, then you could type as an audience member like BRB, and then maybe it'll be projected somewhere.
I read a play and considered it for Shoebox called Sweep. It was a play in progress, and it's like a sci-fi play, but it involves the audience keeping their phones on during the show, and they're getting like documents from these like alien creatures about their like bureaucratic doings throughout the show, and like alerts and stuff. I think that sort of thing is really cool dynamically.
So we have the power to do that now, especially, and like so many more people could be audience members first of all. But what if, like, you know, with our virtual theater productions, we hook up with like app developers, and we like have some sort of like app that goes along with the theater piece, and maybe the theater piece is commenting on the app, or the theater piece is accessed through the app, like. And I think that could be like super duper cool. Video editing too is something that I don't think we've taken full advantage of. I think that like the thing that makes theater is that it's happening live, but I think that that's a challenge in this new virtual realm. And what we did for D-Pad is we did like live performances as actors and as the production team. Like Nick was like calling the cues in real time, like we were doing the stage play. But it's streaming now. Like you'll see our live performance just like, you know, edited. Like the transitions are edited, but we did that all in order. And I much prefer Zoom theater if it's going to have to be like this polished, frozen in time sort of like piece. I much prefer as an actor to do like have the live performance be on my end, and then go into the editing process and like know that someone's going to polish and clean it up so that the audience can stay with us even if there's like a technical malfunction.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and if I'm not going to do that, then I would want the piece that I'm working on to comment on the hiccups of like doing live performance, like actually live, doing it 8 days a week or however many shows that we're doing.
Right. Yeah. I think the last thing that I'm going to say, and then it's going to be close to Magnolia's bedtime. We've got to start that process. Is that like, yeah, I think one of the things that we're figuring out, like you were talking about, like the apps and like the text messaging and everything, is like the thing where you're watching the show and then you're like on the phone, and like the show keeps kind of like making you go back and forth. And I'm like really fascinated at what point do we get the, you know, piece of technological theater that stops that, so that like you can watch the thing and like the interactivity is the thing that you are like looking at, that it's not just like a phone companion, but that like the actual form of the thing itself changes because you're there. Like, how do we make that happen?
It might be Twitch, or at least close enough.
Yeah,
because
exactly,
the interface
yeah.
is the stage, right? So that's a step towards what you're thinking about.
Yeah. It's a beautiful future.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks so much for the conversation, and thanks for coming by. I enjoyed it a heck of a lot. And And I wanted to say before you left, by the way, that I was a huge fan of your work on the 901 Nowhere Street plays. Those were
That
gorgeous.
was that. Yeah, I mean that again in talking about like the actor as a content creator. Like I working on those pieces was such a joy to just like have everyone involved just like there from day one making the thing with you and like being less of a script writer and more of a like I don't know, a sewing machine that's like taking all of the elements that we've created and putting them together into a narrative. And so yeah, those were all so super fun to work on.
Cool. This is Jeremy Gable, Twitch chat, and he's joined us for the playthrough of his game Watch Me Jump. We're very grateful. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you. This was a pleasure.
Dope. And see D-Pad. Buy tickets to D-Pad.
Check out D-Pad. I'll link it.
You should buy it.
Yeah.
That's D-Pad's link. Check it out, chat. Enjoy bedtime.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So long.
Bye, Maggie.
Yep. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Dope. Dope.
Hello, chat.
Hey, chat.
Yeah, can we make unironic fantasy through the medium stuff that isn't self-referential? Yeah, like and then you say live Dungeons and Dragons. I just wanted to read that out loud and put that in the space.
Yeah, and it's I was gonna pose it to Jeremy, but it's an interesting question. How can the audience get involved? I mean, so Dungeons and Dragons, like you could, I mean, one way is to limit or lessen the agency of the DM and have audience members be aspects of the world. But that, I'm not sure if that would be ultimately satisfying or not. That's a good question. I think
Maybe
not. Unironic fantasy through the medium. Like maybe there's something like a better Ready Player One, where like the fantasy is linked to the medium in some way. D-Pad took some steps toward this with the way that it showed the screens on our screen.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know what? There's another. We watched. Did anyone watch with me? I forget. Unfriended.
I've seen it.
Unfriended is an interesting example where the horror exists in the interface that we are watching, along with the protagonist watching the interface. Like the interface is the site of horror there, and there's some fruitful potential for thinking about this question with that. Shitty writing, but potential, grand potential.
Well, thank you for this conversation. And I've seen you've been streaming for 8.5 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna log off.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out.
I'm gonna let us finish. But yeah, thanks Twitch chat. For sure, I just wonder about something that seems transformative instead of deconstructive. Yeah. It's gotta have to consciously be about the interface. Maybe it would be a clown show.
Yeah.
Because clown is it's thematically deconstructive always, like play is, but it's also completely earnest. So it gets past that deconstructiveness into being reconstructive. So it might have to do with clown, thinking about clown theoretically as well. Yeah, I'm gonna log off.